Great vision, great direction. My youths, for youths, building our nation. Coming to you live, bringing you facts. Youths on the movement, called it Big Chats. Great vision, great direction. My youths, for youths, building our nation. Coming to you live, bringing you facts. Youths on the movement, called it Big Chats. That's right, we back on the movement. Fresh new season, fresh new blueprint.
And good morning. Welcome to Big Chats, where we discuss the relevant issues, especially in the realm of sexual and reproductive health. My name is Dominique Morales.
And my name is Paola Osorio. Welcome.
Welcome. And today we'll be discussing the human papillomavirus along with the technical advisor from the Ministry of Health.
Dr. Natalia Beer. She will be coming from the maternal and child health section of the Ministry of Health. She's a technical advisor.
Yes, she is. I want to thank you guys for welcoming us into your homes on Channel 5, and we're also on YouTube Live and also on the Facebook page Big Chats at BIGGCHATZ. And you can join us there live here on Channel 5. Now, I have another thing that I need to discuss with you guys. Last night we had the U Awards.
Yeah.
And Big Chats was recognized again for its great work in youth media. So I want to thank you guys again for welcoming us into your homes and being with us for as long as 11 seasons. So thank you guys for that.
Thank you for that, and welcome once again.
So
hope you enjoy the show.
Yes, thank you. So we're going over to the communication corner now.
Hi guys, this is Crystal here in the Communications Corner once again. And I am basically the voice for you guys here on the show. So that means you can send in your questions about our topic of today. You can send in your comments, or you can even send in your big ups to let us know that you are tuned in. Okay, to our number at 604-1911. Okay, first we have a game that we would like to play where you can win up to $50 phone credits. And the game is called Kahoot. To play, you may simply log on to kahoot.it. That's www.kahoot.it. Okay, upon entering, you must enter the PIN code 182438. I repeat the PIN, 182438. Okay, now you may simply choose a nickname to start the game. Give you guys a few minutes to do that. Okay, I see we have 6 players online so far, 7. Okay, you guys keep on logging in. Okay, let's start. Sexuality. Get ready, guys. Our sexuality is the way we experience and express ourselves sexually. You may choose the triangle for yes and a diamond for no. You have 25 seconds remaining. I repeat the question. Our sexuality is the way we experience and express ourselves sexually. Triangle for yes and diamond for no. Okay, we have Ty in the lead. Next, our sexual orientation is what gender we are sexually and romantically attracted to. Triangle for yes and diamond for no. I repeat the question. Our sexual orientation is what gender we are sexually. Okay, everyone answer that. Okay, we still have Ty here in the lead. Moving on to our second question. Gender identity is our deepest feelings about our gender, expressed as male, female, neither, or both. Okay. Triangle for yes and diamond for no. Okay, Ty is still in the lead, guys. Next, bisexuality is sexual and romantic attraction to the same sex. Triangle for yes and diamond for no. I repeat the question. Bisexuality is sexual and romantic attraction to the same sex. And our last question, people who are not romantically or sexually attracted to either sex are asexual. Triangle for yes and diamond for no. Okay, now we have a winner and that person is Yo-Yo. Okay. Okay, Yo-Yo, you may take a screenshot of your winning score, of your winning screen, and you can send that to our WhatsApp at 604-1911 or to even on our Facebook page at Big Chats. Okay. So that was the end of our game, guys. Congratulations to Yo-Yo for winning that $50 phone credit. Okay, and now we move into a video. It's called Yell and Tell. Hope you guys enjoy.
Good secrets, bad secrets, I know the difference. Well, if someone hurts me, I must yell and tell. What are bad secrets? How would I know? Things I keep to myself that make me feel low. Press that all controlling behavior that is worrying. Bullies who are troubling, someone who is lying. Things that leave me crying and inappropriate touching. Good secrets, bad secrets, I know the difference. What if someone touches me? I must yell and tell. But what will you do if someone threatens you? Tell an adult that I trust. Can you do it? Yes, I must. Share it round through and through. Tell someone that really loves you. Be sure to spread the word and let your voice be heard. Good secrets, bad secrets, I know the difference. What if someone harms me? I must yell and tell. Good secrets are great, like surprise parties with cake. Gifts and kind favors that help friends or neighbors. Always something that makes us happy, like a party with friends and family. Good secrets, bad secrets, I know the difference. What if someone abuses me? I must yell and tell. No one should ever prey on any child today. If your intentions are wrong and you try to hold me down or fool me with lies, I've got a surprise. I will fight with all my might. I am bold and I am strong. I know bad secrets don't belong. Boys can tell, girls will yell. We know people who will help. Trusted adults, those who care. Make sure children are aware. To all the bodies out there, none of us you can scare. And here's a secret just for you. We told you in this song. We won't whisper, we will shout it because children are so strong. Good secrets, bad secrets, we know the difference. Well, if you ever mess with us, we will yell and tell. Yeah, we will yell and tell. We will yell and tell. Yeah, we will yell and tell.
We have our guest. And welcome back. We have our guest with us.
Having with us, we have Dr. Natalia Bear. She's a technical advisor from the Maternal and Child Health Department of the Ministry of Health. Dr. Bear, tell us more about yourself.
Yes, well, good morning and thanks for inviting me here to share with you all the information that we have so far on the introduction of the HPV vaccine into the national vaccination schedule. Well, I work at the Maternal and Child Health Unit, and that includes also sexual and reproductive health. And
Okay.
yeah,
How long have you been working along with this
with
maternal and child health?
for the last 12 years. I've been
Okay.
working at the Ministry of Health.
Okay.
So we're here today to discuss about the human papillomavirus and its vaccine. So tell us a bit about HPV.
Yeah.
What is it? Like,
What is it?
what what does it involve? How is it transmitted? Who is at risk? Tell us all that we should know about this.
Okay. Human papilloma virus is an infection that is very common. About 80% of the population may have contracted HPV at least once during lifetime. The transmission is through skin-to-skin contact and through sexual contact. There are more than 150 types of HPV virus. The majority of them causing skin papilloma virus infections like common warts. And then you have 40 that affect more the mucous membranes, including those that produce the genital warts, and that can lead to cervical cancer. And there is a link. It is known that cervical cancer is caused by HPV. So hence the reason, since the vaccine is available now, then preventing HPV is preventing cervical cancer. So it's an investment that we're doing now to protect girls in adulthood from cervical cancer.
So what exactly does the vaccine do? What is the vaccine?
Well, what the vaccine does is that in the case of the HPV virus, it's like a ball.
Okay.
And then within the ball, you have 2 layers. And then the virus in the middle. Well, a portion of the outside shell of that ball is what is used for the vaccine. And that is sufficient to help the body to develop the antibodies so that when a person that is vaccinated come in contact with the real virus, they can fight it off and not have the infection. In this case, the vaccine that we are will be utilizing have 4 different types of virus. The 16 and 18, which are the one that cause more cervical cancer, and the 6 and 11 that can protect against 90% of genital warts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who is eligible? Is it just for boys? Is it just for girls? At what age do you recommend they get it?
Yes. The vaccines that we will be using, which is the Gardasil, it's recommended for boys and girls, but we have an economic cost to it. The vaccine was released in 2006, and by then, 2007, 2008, it was still at more than $100 per dose, even through the Pan American Health Organization. So now it's at 9.96, almost $10 per dose. So we think that now we can introduce it as a public health intervention. So boys and girls can receive the vaccine, but we don't have enough for all at this moment. If the price go down, then we can think of expansion. But we had to make a choice. So we decided to look at the numbers of where these girls are, looking at the education statistics, Ministry of Education. And in primary school, where we would find these girls 9 to 13 years, we see that the largest number of girls are in standard 4. So we decided that, okay, in standard 4, mainly we will find 10-year-olds. So looking at reaching the majority of girls from one cohort, this would be our best shot. Standard 4 class girls.
Which would be around the ages
10.
of 10,
Yes,
10,
10.
11.
But what we have defined with the National Committee on Cervical Cancer Prevention and Control is to vaccinate all girls in standard 4 blanket without discrimination of age, because the majority will be within 10 years. So if we find 11, 12, we will not vaccinate them. We will vaccinate them. And for girls outside of school, which is a concern, we will offer the services at the health facilities or during mobile clinics. Same girls that may be ahead of standard 4 that are 10-year-old, those also should be automatically additional to the standard 4 class, but they would get it rather at a health facility.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is standard for classes nationally or
Countrywide.
countrywide?
Yes,
Okay.
countrywide. We are looking at all schools, 4,400.
Okay, that's a good number.
Yeah,
That's nice.
4,400 girls.
With that vaccine, it will be offered primarily to standard 4, but there are still other alternatives for outside of school and for other levels to still get that vaccine if they so wish to.
For other age groups, I mean.
Yes.
Yes, the vaccine has been available at private sector,
Okay.
and we are in negotiation right now with them for those that are interested in providing at a lower cost the vaccine so that they can provide it to their target population also. We will have a discussion with private sector and see if we can agree on a set price so everybody know that the vaccine, is at, yeah.
And this will be available at NHI clinics, or where do I go if I'm not in standard 4 and I'm not 13 to get the vaccine?
Well, okay. So if you're not in standard 4, unfortunately at this point it would be only at private sector otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah, because the public health program without no direct payment out of pocket for the parents would be only in school or mobile clinics or health facility to 10-year-olds.
Okay.
Yeah, so
How
it's
It's a start.
yes, we need to
Let's
start somewhere.
We need to
yes.
start somewhere. How exactly is the vaccine administered? Is it the regular injection? Is it a patch? Is it a pill? How does it work?
Okay. We do have several interventions that we do at school in collaboration with Ministry of Education, like the distribution of the worming tablets, iron and folic acid, and the tetanus shot sometimes when we find susceptible children that have not received it. So this is just one more tetanus shot type vaccine.
Okay. Are there any side effects that should be worried about?
We will be providing 2 doses.
Okay.
They would get the first dose and then 6 months after the second dose. Side effects, the most common, are similar to tetanus shot vaccines or any other injected vaccine. Pain at the injection site, redness, swelling. There are some rare side effects like muscle ache, joint pain, feeling unwell. So we are encouraging parents that once they sign for their data to receive the vaccine, they should report anything else beyond the common side effect of redness, pain, and swelling.
Where should other symptoms be reported to?
It should be reported to the nearest health facility.
Okay.
Yeah, we are
To a public health?
a rural health nurse, public health nurse, a doctor.
In the medical facility?
We are working towards providing each parent with a card with the rural health nurse or public health nurse number where they can call and report.
Okay.
Because we need to investigate these cases. It's part of the surveillance system, with or without HPV vaccine. But I would like to just explain a bit about the link between the HPV and cervical cancer.
Yes, please go ahead.
Because the problem is a person can be not infected with HPV and then catch the infection, and then there is a process of 10 to 20 years to develop cervical cancer. But if the person have a weak immune system, then this is shortened to 5 or 10 years. And one key take-home message is that when the body is not capable of fighting off the HPV infection, which occurs in the majority of the case within the first 2 years, then we call it that it's a persistent HPV infection.
Okay.
And this persistent HPV infection is what usually end up with or travel towards being cervical cancer. Now, there are risk factors for the persistence of the HPV infection, and these are having a child before 17 years old increases the risk. The hormonal changes during pregnancy increases the risk for the growth of the HPV lesions. You have familial history of cervical cancer is a risk factor. Smoking. Cigarettes have cancer-causing chemicals, and these do not allow the body to fight off the HPV infection effectively.
Weakens the body,
Yeah.
weakens the immune system.
There are some relations with contraceptive use. The one that have the two hormones combine oral contraceptives, but these, the benefit or the risk of getting complicated due to pregnancy and even dying because of pregnancy is higher than the risk of causing cervical cancer. So that's why we still recommend the use of the contraceptives, but with some special recommendations. And there are other risk factors that I think we need to put it out there so that young people can know, etc. Yeah, because the issue of having a full-term pregnancy below 17 years, then that can tell you that early sexual debut is an issue
Yes.
for HPV infection, and especially these HPV types that can lead to cervical cancer.
Okay, can we just look at the disease for a moment? I heard you discuss some of the symptoms, but can you get into how do I know if I have the virus? What do I look for?
Yes, that's an interesting question. The skin HPV infections, those are much easier to identify because you can see them with your naked eye. Any overgrowth on the skin, one have to think of HPV. The difficulty is those that affect the mucous membranes, the part of the body that are moist, like the anus, the penis, the vagina, and the cervix.
Yes.
Those are more difficult to diagnose, but there are HPV testing. Unfortunately, we don't have it in the public sector. Private sector have it in Belize at a cost, and that can tell you if you have HPV, if you have risk for HPV, if you have the HPV 16 and 18, which increase the risk for cervical cancer. And the next thing is the pap smear. The pap smear have the possibility of detecting changes in the cervix, in the cells in the cervix, that can tell us if there is HPV or not.
Okay.
So, but it's very common. I mean, the prevention, that is why we are investing so that we can provide the vaccine and protect girls in adulthood from
So this is a
HPV 16 and 18.
preventative method.
Yes, 16 and 18, and then that can lead to cervical cancer.
Okay.
Studies have shown that the vaccine is effective.
Okay.
Once you receive the vaccine containing the 16 and 18, and you have not contracted before 16 and 18, more than likely you will not contract it.
Okay. And are there other ways besides the pap smear and to detect the HPV, or is it just pap smear?
Pap smear and the HPV test, and the one them that affect the skin and those that you can see with the naked eye.
So when is the rollout date for this
Yes.
this vaccination?
Well, the National Cervical Cancer Prevention and Control Committee has been working very hard. We're working along with Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, Belize Cancer Society, and other BFLA and other organizations. And we have been working with the different sectors, providing them with information. But what is key is that we need to finish the job of informing the parents
Yes.
before having them sign a consent form. So there is a consent form that parents need to sign
Yes.
if they accept or if they do not accept. And they will be provided with a leaflet containing a bit more information for them to have at hand. But parents must receive the information and then sign the consent. Once that is completed, we have a program with Ministry of Education to conduct district meetings. So these will happen probably in the next 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
And once the school is ready and all the parents from the standard 4 class receive the information and sign yes or no, then we will be vaccinating. But right now we are in the final preparations.
And what has been the response from the different schools on this?
The response, I mean, the partners that we are working with, they clearly understand the importance of the prevention. And we have not have major issues. The Ministry of Education is fully supporting Belize Cancer Society, Ministry of Health. And the parents of girls that we have reached so far, they understand the importance of the prevention. And pretty much a high number are accepting the vaccines. And we encourage them to make much of that opportunity.
Can just stick up in there and we go right over to the communication corner.
Thank you for the information.
Thanks.
Okay, so we have our first giveaway for today, and that is 2 barbecue, courtesy Tony's Barbecue. And our question is, what does HPV stand for? Repeat the question. What does HPV stand for? You can send in your answers to the question to 604-1911, and please include your first and last name in the text as well. Remember, first person to answer this question correctly, which is what does HPV stand for, wins 2 barbecue, courtesy Tony's Barbecue. Okay, and please include your first and last name in the text as well. Okay, now we'll go to our second video, and that video is Yell and Tell, Boys.
One day I was out playing with my friend Kevin and he was really moody, kinda sad and angry at the same time. I asked him what was the matter. Someone in his family had been doing mean things to him. He said he had to keep it a secret. So I asked Kevin, is it a good secret or a bad secret? He said he didn't know. I explained good secrets are cool things like a surprise party or a gift for a special occasion. A bad secret is when someone hurts or harms you and tells you not to tell anyone. Sometimes they might give you little things to make sure you don't tell. That's another bad secret to keep. That's mean and controlling. Kevin said it definitely fell into the bad secret category. I felt this was something an adult should help with. Because as a child, when someone hurts you, you can feel really alone and afraid. And the best people to help you are the ones you love and really, really trust. I asked him if there was any adult that he trusted. So we worked up a little plan for Kevin to talk to one of them. A while after that, I could see my friend was doing much better. Now we tell all our pals about good secrets and bad secrets so that we can all feel brave, safe, and strong. Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should never keep.
And that was Yell and Tell, Boys. Okay, Dr. Beer, we have a question here on Facebook, and this is from Kalmai Welch. Okay, the question is there a census or any type of statistics in Belize to show how many women have tested positive for HPV over the past years through the pap test?
Yeah, that is an interesting question. I don't have the stats on me right now, but we can provide it later on to showcase how many pap smears were reported as having HPV infections. But we can share it later on in another program, probably.
All right, no problem.
We can send it to you all.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. So what exactly... So the program itself is a program just like the tetanus shot and the deworming. It's just another program to help in the public sector. Who exactly, can you just discuss some of the partners you have? I know you mentioned like BFLA and the Cancer Society and Ministry of Health. So do we have any other people who are very pivotal in making this a reality?
But we have some 65 nurses countrywide providing services at primary health care level. And these are rural health nurses and public health nurses, and they do a tremendous job with these primary health care interventions. And they are the ones that receive the training for the administration of the vaccines. So it's the nurses, the trained nurses, that will be moving towards each one of the schools and providing the vaccines. For schools that have a really small number, then these will be covered through mobile clinics. But for the large schools, then it would be a specific campaign for the provision of the HPV vaccine.
How long is this project expected to last? Is it something that will continue growing as the years progress, or is it something that's just for a specific time period?
Yes, we received the approval from Cabinet for the introduction of the vaccine. We have some issues with the sustainability, but we are already working on different options to ensure that this is a yearly program. It's a program, not a
Yes.
project. A project is short life,
Okay.
but program, we definitely need it to be part of the national vaccination schedule. The cost
Okay.
is pretty high, but
Yes, yes.
compared to other vaccines.
Well, it's a sacrifice you must
We
make.
have to do it. As
You
a
have to
country,
do
we
it.
have to do it.
It's an
yes.
investment in the prevention of cervical cancer.
Yes.
And
And
then that could be more expensive later
Yes.
for the public system, and could be overbearing on the public system to
Yeah.
deal with.
what are the treatment options available for HPV at in the public center?
Well, there are no specific treatment available for HPV so far, but the wards can be treated with coal, freeze it off. You can cut it off and other treatments, but treatment to eliminate HPV,
viruses.
yeah,
Okay. Because
Yeah.
it's a virus, so
it's
it's
a
not really.
virus. Yeah.
So you spoke about the parents being educated. You spoke about the
Yes.
teachers knowing. Is there an initiative for the children themselves who are going to be receiving this vaccine? Is there an age-appropriate way to tell them what this is for?
As we do other public health interventions, before administering a pill, an injection, they should receive the information, and this is no exception. The children. Parents, we will provide all the information and give them time for all their questions and concerns and respond to them before they sign the consent. We are insisting on that.
Consent.
Yes.
That's key.
Informed consent.
Informed consent.
Informed
That was- yes, is
Not only consent. yes.
Informed
key.
consent.
for the
Informed
project to
consent.
push forward.
Yes.
All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with us? Anything from your department that you'd like to share with us?
Just that cervical cancer is an issue for the country, for women of Belize. A last review that we did 2 or 3 years ago with through the Ministry of Health, done by Dr. Aisha Andrino, former epidemiologist. Out of all the different type of cancer, irrespective of age and sex and type of cancer, 1 out of every 4 is a woman with cervical cancer. So we know that it's a problem that we need to address. And as Dr. Marcelo Coy mentioned earlier in a conversation that we had, definitely what we are doing is not enough. We need to do more. So if HPV is the cause of cervical cancer and the vaccine is now available, we owe it to the women of Belize to offer this service. We would love to give cover a large amount, but at this point we cannot as a public health intervention. So we encourage parents to get the information, and if they agree, sign the consent form so that their daughters can get it. And we will work with private sector to see if we can reduce the cost by providing them with vaccine. And we are preventing cervical cancer. That's the intervention that we are focusing on right now.
How much higher would be the risk of a young girl contracting the HPV virus if she does not have the vaccine already?
Sorry? Repeat?
If a young girl does not receive the vaccine, how much higher is her risk of contracting HPV compared to a girl that does have the vaccine in her?
Well, the difference between the girl receiving the vaccine before having sexual contact and a girl that do not receive the vaccine and she have sexual contact, the risk for the girl receiving the vaccine will be nil for the type of vaccine, for the type of virus containing the vaccine. And for the other girl that is not vaccinated, well, there is a risk of contracting 16 or 18 or 6 and 11, yes.
Any of the 100
Okay, the 150
strains of the
Yes.
So
virus.
Definitely.
even though you have the vaccine, only protects you against the 4 most common ones. So there still has to be, even though you have the vaccine, you still have to practice safe sex and less
yes,
risk
yes,
your
yes. Even if you receive the vaccine, I mean, the vaccine won't do that other part for you. You have to receive information on sexuality, and I'm speaking to the adolescents, not 10-year-old. You have to receive information on sexuality, make best decisions on when to start having sexual contact. If you ask me personally, I would advise beyond 25 years to start having sexual contact. The use of condom.
Yes.
It's not 100% protection against the HPV
Yes.
because of the skin to skin, but it does confer some type of protection. And pregnancy, I mean, pregnancy too early, we need to put a stop to that.
To work more
Yeah,
on
work
awareness.
more, yeah, among the young population.
It's really a hand wash hand initiative, I think. So you help prevent it now, and you do your part as well, because the vaccine isn't a super vaccine. So it's just a way to help you with your sexual health. And you do your part, and everything will be fine in a couple of years if you continue practicing safe sex. So,
Protecting yourself.
yeah, just protecting yourself.
The girls that are vaccinated in adulthood, they still need to go through the screening program. Yeah. So it's not one intervention and here it ends. No, they still have to do that extra.
So, okay, one more question. Sorry,
Mhm.
I had a smooth question. So, okay, so you're screened, and then you're given the vaccine, and then how does it work?
No. Right now,
Uh-huh.
we give the vaccine
Just give the
to
vaccine.
10-year-olds.
Okay.
That's the focus, right?
Yeah, that's the focus
With the hope
for
that they haven't
prevention.
had any sexual contact as yet.
10 years old for protection.
Okay.
We don't look at the sexual part. 10 years old for protection. And then in adulthood, she don't receive the vaccine, but she, just like any other person that did not receive the vaccine, need to continue with the screening program for cervical cancer. Just to ensure that everything is
Nice.
Good.
All right, Dr. Bear, thank you so much.
you.
Enjoy the
Thank you very much.
conversation.
Yeah.
All right, so we move on and we go to the kiss video. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Kiss on the Big Chat Show. Welcome, Stephanie, Kieran, and Karen. The rules are simple. The first person to pick up the wristband answers the question, and whoever answers the most questions wins the quiz. The first question is, what is safer sex? Okay, Karen was first.
Safer sex is a sexual activity whereby there is low risk of exchanging body fluids.
That is right. The next question is, name 3 benefits of having safer sex. I think Stephanie had you guys out.
1, you can prevent unwanted pregnancy. 2, you can prevent sexual transmitted infection. 3, you can prevent HIV transmission.
That's right, Stephanie. Name 1 way that sexually transmitted infection is passed on from one person to another. That was Stephanie again.
If a male ejaculates into a female, then he can transmit any infection within his semen.
That is right. Next question. Why is it important for young people to wait before starting to have sex? Karen was first.
Because they can't have children yet.
Sorry, Karen, your answer was incorrect. Kieran, you were second. Do you want to give it a try?
It is important for teenagers not to have sex until they understand and can handle the consequences that come with sex. For example, HIV, stress, teenage pregnancy, etc.
Correct. Next question. Name 3 sexual activities that are high risk or unsafe. That was close, but I think Kieran got it first.
Having unprotected sex without using a condom, having multiple partners, and rough sex.
Correct. You can also increase your risk when having sex under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Next, name 3 ways to make sex safer. Karen was first.
Get to know the sexual history of someone you want to have sex with, minimize the number of your sexual partners, and always use a condom and use it right.
That was a perfect answer, Karen. Okay, last question. Why do we say safer sex rather than safe sex?
There is no 100% safe sex. This is the reason why we refer to it as safer sex. The best way how young people protect themselves is by abstaining. Abstaining means to not have sex any at all.
Great answer. That's it. Let's look at the score. Stephanie and Karen got 2 points, while Kieran got 3 for the win. Congratulations, Kieran. I'm sure you learned a lot about safer sex. Kieran was the winner, and he will return next week to continue his journey. Tune in again for another episode of Kiss on the Big Chat Show. Bye.
Cannabis is one secret you should never keep.
So what's the deal with that?
My changing body?
No, my changing body.
Yo, what's the deal with my bread?
The extra hormones in your body during puberty may cause problems in your mouth. Your gums may become more sensitive or feel swollen and tender. It's especially important to brush, floss, and see your dentist on a regular basis. Regular care prevents bad breath, gum disease, and other mouth problems.
So what's the deal with that?
My changing body?
No, my changing body.
Yeah, so what I did it that?
No, for real. What did the deal with that?
When you hear the words birth control, you probably think of the pill. And when you think of the pill, you probably think about sex. And when you think about sex, you probably think, where and how can I get me some of this sex? First off, how much do you really even know about this magic pill that lets you have sex without making babies? Now, there are a ton of different kinds of birth control pills out there, but they all pretty much kind of work in the same way. By releasing synthetic hormones, man-made versions of hormones that a woman's body already makes naturally. Science, right? The hormones in the pill send a signal to the woman's ovaries, telling them not to release any eggs, while simultaneously thickening the mucus down there. So if there were an egg, the sperm can't get through the woman's cervix to look for it. Hey, A for effort, sperm. In order for all this to work, your lady needs to take the pill around the same time, every single Hey, if she does. And the next thing you know, you're out shopping for strollers and breast pumps. And this ain't a pop and go situation either. The pill can take up to 7 days to start working. So if she just started taking it, try to cool your jets till it kicks in. And remember, the pill isn't do jack to protect you from STDs. So until those lab coat wizards figure that one out, don't go tossing away your condom drawer just yet. And hey, taking the pill every day can be kind of a pain. So until they come up with a pill for us, offering to help her with the cost or remembering to take it could be very beneficial to your non-parental status. Just a quick snack before dinner.
Big shots, great vision, greater action. My youths, for youths, building our nation. Coming to you live, bringing you facts. Youths on the movement, call it big chats. Great vision, greater action. My youths, for youths, building our nation.
And you've just seen our segment, Kiss Safer Sex Option, the Yell and Tell Girls video, and also My Changing Body. What's the deal? Okay, now we have a winner for our first giveaway, and that person is Rajiv Santos. Congratulations, you just won yourself 2 barbecue from Tony's Barbecue. You can come and pick up your prize at 2621 Mercer Lane during normal working hours between the days of Monday to Friday. And please come, bring along an identification card when you come to claim your prize. Okay, and HPV is short for human papilloma virus. Okay, now I like to give away the points to remember. On this episode of Big Chats, we learned that HPV is really a common STD. In fact, it's so common that most people will get it at some point in their lives. While that sounds a bit scary, it's usually not that big of a deal. Most of the time, your body can fight it off and make it go away on its own. And also, to help your body out, there's the HPV vaccine, a shot that protects you against certain more serious types of HPV. And for more information, you can contact your nearest health center. Okay? On this show, we learned we could improve the quality of life for a young person if we provide them with the right information and if we give them a supporting environment in which they could talk to others about what they are going through. Some resources are available at the Belize Family Life Association. They provide life skills, personal development programs, and opportunities to ensure that young people develop into productive and responsible adults. Join the youth advocacy movement today by visiting a BFLA center near you. And remember that you could keep on learning about sexual health topics through the Chit Chat Teen Helpline Service by simply texting the word Safe Text to 604-1911 to get weekly tips, or text the word chat to ask a question. The service is anonymous, private, confidential, and accessible with your SMS bundles. Okay, go over to guys.
Welcome back. Just finished our conversation with Dr. Natalia Baer. She's a technical advisor from the Maternal and Child Health Department of Ministry of Health. With her, we discussed the HPV virus, which, as was previously mentioned, stands for the human papilloma virus. We learned about the vaccine that was being given and the time that it was being given at such a pivotal point in the lives of young children, especially at the ages of girls. So we learned that it was being given at the ages of 10 years old because this is when they're about, this is the point before they start adolescence, before they're exposed to different things. So this is a pivotal point in prevention of human papilloma virus and also preventing the cervical cancer.
Cervical cancer is I think it's very important, especially for the public sector, to provide this type of service nationwide. Over 4,000 girls will be receiving this.
4,000 schools, I think.
4,000 will be receiving this vaccine, and I think it's kind of a hand wash hand moment.
Yes,
where
definitely.
now we deal with the issue instead of dealing with the bigger one later of cervical cancer. And cervical cancer is a huge issue in Belize, and we see it year after year in the cancer campaigns from the Cancer Society. And there are ways to prevent this, to catch it early. So you prevent it by getting the HPV the vaccine. And later, if you so happen to during one of your pap smears at any BFA clinic, which we provide across the country at any of our clinics countrywide. I think it's necessary for us.
Of course, definitely. Prevention is key in anything.
Yeah.
Prevention is key, and this is why this initiative is so important in all sectors, public, private, whatsoever. But the important part of this is that everyone is informed and everyone knows what this is about, and everyone is on board with this, because if you can prevent HPV, you're preventing cervical cancer already. So that's already
a plus.
That's already a plus. That's two right there. So definitely. And of course, there are the different partners that have been working along with this. So it's not only a Ministry of Health.
It's also a private sector.
It's a private sector. It's all these different partners that have been working along with it. One thing that we'd like to mention is that in the 25th of November, it's going to be a Friday, the National AIDS Commission is having their Unite for the Children benefit concert. And it's going to be held at where was it going to be held?
The House of Culture.
The House of Culture, that's right. It's going to be held at the House of Culture. Tickets are being sold here at BFLA, so drop on by anytime. It's $30 for general admission.
It's a worthy cause.
It's a worthy cause, definitely, and it's, you know, in all things, it always has to be a collaborative effort. Always has to be a collaborative effort. So definitely, guys,
please do help.
Drop in at BFLA to get your tickets.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you having us in your living rooms today and next week and in the next season. So thank you. My name again is Dominique Morales.
And mine is Paola Osorio.
All right. See you later, guys.
That's right, we back on the movement. Fresh new season, fresh new blueprint. Talking about issues facing our youth, inspiring the nation, delivering truth on violence, poverty, sexual health, and a lot more topics that are so heartfelt. Misinformation causing distress, got youths crying out, we need some help. So we reach out with a brand new vibe. Keep you entertained while giving you stats. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Big chats, great vision, greater action. My youth's for